the one and only habit that actually got me to speak English. And I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but I promise you that it's not, because I mean, you're hearing me speaking here, so like it's not ridiculous. So, first, I will tell you my history with English. Now, this picture here is like from, I don't know, 3 years ago, so like I just look kind of ridiculous there. I'm not going to lie. Like my hair is just not done. Like anything's not done. Now, I actually show you this picture because yeah, I just don't have any other picture from my past. So like yeah, here my story with English is just that I literally had to learn English, because if I hadn't learned English, I wouldn't I wouldn't have been able to actually feed myself, because if you don't know, I live in Venezuela, right? Well, you probably just don't know. I live at Venezuela, right? And for me to be able to help my family with food and to actually feed myself and to buy things that I wanted, I actually had to gain money through, I don't know, MMORPGs and things like that. So what happened is that I was playing MMORPGs, and yeah, I could gain money. The thing is that when playing MMORPGs, I couldn't literally, I mean, I just couldn't understand anything, and that actually frustrated me. So that's why I actually started learning English, and I'm actually very grateful that I actually took that action. So another thing that I wanted to tell you, because it's just a fun fact, it is that I actually took that picture because I was actually trying to see some progress on my calisthenics journey. So like it's kind of fun that I actually took that picture because of that. So uh, the first point, like the habit that we're going to talk about, because I'm just talking about way past writing. I know you don't believe it, but like actually just the act of writing, like anything else, like just writing, can help you with actually these things. Uh, the first thing that is going to help you with is vocabulary. How can reading help you with the vocabulary? Of course, reading will help you with vocabulary, because just books have better vocabulary. Books have more advanced vocabulary, and that is just a fact that you have to learn, because to express a history, to express something in a book with just only words, nothing visual, nothing audible, is just much more difficult. So if it is much more difficult to express a history in a book, then of course you need more advanced vocabulary. You need more vocabulary to actually express that history, depending on the difficulty of the history. Of course, like the complexity will be the word. So yeah, I mean, it will just have much more vocabulary that you are able to learn in that book. The second thing that is going to do is to improve your speaking. Now, how is it going to improve your speaking if you are actually not talking? Like it's not like I am recommending to you to speak aloud. No, like if you just read on your mind, it's just improve your. It's going to improve your speaking. Now, how it is going to do it? You know that when you read and you're actually learning a new language reading, you're actually seeing patterns of the language that you haven't actually get used to. So if you read, like, let's just say that you read, I don't know, 20 minutes a day, and you do it for like 5 months, you are actually going to get pretty used to those kind of patterns, and you're going to start reading them more quickly. So the time when you start reading them more quickly is when you are actually going to probably be able to reproduce those patterns when you're talking. So like a good form of like improving your speaking or improving your vocabulary when speaking is just reading and getting accustomed to reading, and actually improve how quickly you are reading. That's actually the best way I think of improving your speaking with actually not speaking. So the third thing that's going to do for you is your listening. But how is it going to actually improve your listening? Well, if you actually improve your vocabulary and you're improving the patterns and you're actually getting accustomed to the patterns of the language that you do understand, but you are just not used to reading those patterns of the language, of course your listening is going to improve because if you're hearing someone, if you're hearing something, then your brain is going to say, "Oh, we have read this. It's just that we haven't heard it in person." So like, yeah, I mean, you have read it, but you haven't heard it, and your brain is going to say, "Oh, you actually do understand that thing." So yeah, I mean, you're going to understand. You're going to start understanding things that you have read. It's just that, well, your brain haven't heard hasn't heard them. So like, yeah, that's the thing. Now, how should I do reading? Like, how should I apply it? Now, I will say that 30 minutes a day is actually a pretty good start if you never have read in your life. Now, I say to don't feel ashamed to do less than that. Why I say this? Because some people just feel ashamed. Like, I mean, they think that if you don't do what the YouTuber tells you, or if you don't do what your teacher tells you shouldn't do it because you are just not going to be able to do that thing. Now, I think that that's just something ridiculous to think. Now, if you can just do like literally 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day, that's just enough for you to start. Now, you should start with what you are able to do right now, because if not, you're just not going to start. Like, imagine someone going to the gym and like trying to start in like bench with I don't know 50 kilos, and like he's someone who is not even athletic. What do you think is going to happen? Of course, he's going to get injured, and he's probably not going to be able to actually pull that weight, actually push that weight, or actually, I don't know how to explain it, but like, you get the point. Like, you should start with what you are able to do, not with what someone is going to tell you. So I just say 30 minutes a day, it's a good start, because for most people, they are able to read that. But if you're not, then don't feel bad about it. Like, it's just normal. Actually, I started reading with like 10 minutes a day. And yeah, like, because for me, it was just so much difficult to learn to like read, actually. So, the second thing that you're going to do is just to look for a book online that you like. I actually recommend books from like this guy, which is Brandon Sanderson. He has like his books are just so fucking awesome. The only thing about these books is that they there is just so much pages. Like, for example, this one here that I'm recommending is The Way of Kings. Like, I can't recommend it enough. But it's like a 1,300 pages long. So like like, it's just so large. And if you actually get to read this book, um don't feel bad if you don't finish it. Like, you can finish it whenever you want, because I mean, I don't feel bad when people don't finish it, because they are just books that are just so large. But it's just a pretty good book. And actually, if you want, you can DM me on Instagram, and we can talk about this book, and we can improve our English by talking. And I probably will send you some voice notes. You can talk me on English if you want, if you're learning English. So like, you can actually try to send me some voice notes so you can improve your speaking as well. So like, yeah, I mean, we both, it's a win-win. Honestly, it's a win-win. And actually, if you DM me, the first 10 persons that DM me on Instagram, I'm going to like literally give them a PDF in which I'm literally telling all my knowledge in how to learn languages and in how to get disciplined. So like, maybe if you want that, and if you want to improve your speaking by actually speaking to me, just DM me on Instagram. Now, the last thing that I'm going to be talking about is just don't take your progress personal, honestly. Just don't take your progress personal, because I actually have heard on some people which, like, yeah, I mean, they learned language in like 3 months, learning a language in like 4 months. Like, man, just don't take it personal. Honestly, don't take it personal. Like, if you learn the language in just 1 year, that's fine. I mean, you have learned the language. Like, it's not something that you will need in 4 months. So, like, it's fine to actually not learn the language so fast, especially on your on your I don't know how to say the fucking word, circumstances. In your circumstances, it's not necessary to learn that language so fast. Now, why that people have learned the whatever kind of language like super fast? First, because that's the only thing that they are thinking about all day. So, like, they are actually learning the language for about 12 to 16 hours of the day. Maybe actually they live on the country as well. So, like, just don't take the progress personal, brother. Like, if you can read just 10 minutes a day, that's fine. If you can read even 1 page a day, that's fucking fine, brother. Like, just don't take it personal. Um, do what you can do, and that's it for this video. Thank you a lot.